right, Spider Load.
It's the deal, 2C's. Cam Capone, my boy.
Man, how you been lately? It's been a
Man,
while.
my answer is often and almost always abundantly blessed. That's why I push JITA, which is an acronym for gratitude is the attitude. It's a mind frame I attempt to stay in constantly, man. So I've been blessed. How about yourself?
Man, I've been doing good. Things been doing good. Business doing good. Staying busy, grinding. You know.
And one thing I know about you, up, down, in, out, off, or on, your voice is gonna keep the same exact tone. You never let it. You never know. So I got you with a smile now, but yeah, I be trying to master that poker face too, man. But I'm glad to know you're doing well, man. Appreciate you inviting me back to your ever so quickly growing platform, man. I'm glad to be a part of some of your earlier days, and I appreciate being included as you have, developed yourself as a powerhouse online and just keeping it real and keep including me, man. It's much respect for that. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man. Respect to you too, man. I appreciate you always coming back, man. You know what I'm saying? Always dope content every time we link up.
That's one thing I can't admit. We do seem to create magic and interest, so I salute that.
For sure, for sure. Well, I thought I would start off with some West Coast news, man. And this has been something that's been going on for a long time, man. Dude's been in the news. He's did a lot of interviews, man. This has been a topic that, is forever been talked about. You know what I'm saying? Keefe D. He gets his house raided in connection with the murder of Tupac. What did you think when you first got the news?
Well, see, I really don't have an interview industry public reaction to that subject matter based on the fact that Lil Keefe D, who happens to be Keefe D's son, he's about 30, 31 years old from Southside Compton Crib, is my low, my personal friend, it's my little homie. Lil Al from Southside Compton Crib, Mike DeRoe, also like a family member to me, amongst a lot of other Southsides. Free my cousin S Loke, Stay Sloke too, who just recently got arrested from Southside. I have a relationship with the Southside Comptons that causes me to be um, less than involved in every moment of the Keefe D drama. But just being generally aware of it as everyone else is, uh, I can assume that a lot of his conversation on the subject matter has caused him to fall in the spotlight. And perhaps he could have served himself better by being less vocal about, you know, the whole incident in general.
It's been a long time, man.
27 years is a long time.
It's kind of crazy to think that they could actually get enough evidence after all this time
It,
to
it,
actually do something, but they say an indictment is actually coming.
well, maybe it's indicative of the idea that there's no statute of limitations on that particular crime across the board. So maybe those that understood the way these things potentially develop over time, maybe that's why they put that stipulation in place.
Man, it's true, man.
But then when
You
someone
know,
is also a candidate for compassionate release and their health is challenged and they're at a certain age and their freedom has been prohibited indefinitely, there's really no telling what you can get out of an individual, bro. Well, I'll just say that. It's like when desperation kicks in, I think is where we get the more common occurrence of us being shocked by people who we expected certain things to happen and they operate outside of that. I think desperation has a lot to do with it often. I think Keefe D was just desperate. Rest in peace, Baby Lane. Free my nigga Lil Al.
well, it's gonna be interesting. You know,
You think that they did enough right now, or they're interested enough, or there's enough available for him to lose his freedom. Is he incarcerated?
Not yet, not yet. But
I have a hard time believing that, 2.5 plus decades later they're going to be able to tie him up if they haven't been thus far.
that's what my thoughts were. But I started to think about it a little bit. You have him doing interviews about it, which he wrote a book about it. And then I'm hearing they got witnesses. They got people that is going to put him in Las Vegas. I don't know if anybody that was there when the shooting actually happened is going to testify, but I do think other people are going to be testifying.
One thing I've accepted from jump and always believe and maintain is that he benefited from the authorities accepting a fictional account of what took place. I believe he sold a story similar to how Hollywood sells stories. It may have been loosely based on factual events, but I don't believe he actually delivered a solved crime the way it's been classified. He just satisfied those that were interested and they bought into a story, but I don't believe to a large degree his account um, that he has given, which has been widely accepted, I don't believe that's the account of what took place that night. So I look at it from a different perspective than a lot of people because they believe he's actually telling what happened. I don't agree to that. I don't believe that. I believe he was successful in selling a story to the authorities that he was able to benefit from, and they bought it.
That's interesting. Well, the reason why I believe it, I'll expand on that a little bit, man, is because I feel like he was put under so much pressure, and that if he got caught in a lie in any way, shape, or form, him and his family members and everybody else that was involved in I believe it was heroin or whatever drugs that they caught him selling, everybody was going to jail and he was going to jail for life if he got caught in a lie on that proffer agreement.
Which, when we come to absolutes, guarantees, and 100%, 100% of being exact, still does not eliminate the possibility he sold them a script, a story. I mean, you described a very difficult task, not an impossible one.
It's true.
Why would we appreciate the story of Kaiser Sose if there's not somewhat an inch of us that believe it can happen? We wouldn't give a about Kaiser Sose if we didn't believe a little bit that there could be some reality in that. It'd be bullshit.
I hear you.
I believe in Kaiser Sose. I believe in the boogeyman on my mama. Especially when there's cameras out here and there's still a whole lot of unsolved crimes and dead bodies. I believe in Kaiser Sose and the boogeyman. And I believe Keefe D at one point in this situation in particular had a fly play going on. I believe he was able to take advantage of a fly play. I believe once he got released, that should have been the end of his commentary on the subject matter, though, period. I think he should have never spoke on it, similar to OJ. And OJ having to take some retribution for it. I just saw, you're going to know the name. What's the dude's name? BDB Savage?
BTB Savage, yes.
Sometimes you got to take your W, shut up, and get on.
Yeah, that was unfortunate, man.
Think about OJ. What if I did it? He did a book similar to that, right? OJ.
I think he just did an interview talking about the murder.
He wrote a book that was entitled something as "If I Had Did It."
You're talking about OJ?
OJ.
Yes.
And then you think about who were we just talking about before I brought up BTB Savage?
Keefe D.
All that talking after you hit the lick. Then you think about BTB Savage. When you hit the lick sometime, you gotta shut up. You gotta shut up after you hit the lick. Just shut up.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you. The interviews will be what does him in for
Shout out
sure.
Lil Keefe D. Shout out my nigga Lil Al, Free Mike DeRoe, and Big Mike DeRoe Sr. and Jr. My mama. Rest in peace, Baby Lane. Free Stay Slow. Southside Compton.